At my mother's funeral, my father's secret lover stood by his side. She was a cold woman. And now, I am the one who warms his bed and heart. I looked at the inheritance papers in my bag and decided it was time for the truth. The first thing I noticed at my mother's funeral was that woman's red lipstick. Blood red, perfectly applied, and completely inappropriate for a funeral. But that was Malia all over, determined to stand out even at someone else's final goodbye. My name is Hope, and I was watching my father's mistress pretend to grieve for my mother. Susan was unique in her own way, Malia said to a cluster of relatives, dabbing at dry eyes with a pristine handkerchief. Though I suppose we all have our little quirks, don't we? I dug my nails into my palms until they left crescent marks. Mom had been dead barely a week, and already this woman was trying to rewrite her story. I caught my father's eye across the room, but he quickly looked away, adjusting his tie like he always did when he was uncomfortable. Hope, darling. Lucille, Mom's oldest friend and our family attorney, appeared at my elbow. Your mother would be proud of how you're handling this by not throwing punch on Malia's white dress because I'm seriously considering it. Lucille's lips twitched. Susan always said you had her fire. She squeezed my arm. Come see me tomorrow at the office. There are some matters we need to discuss. I nodded, but my attention was drawn back to Malia, who had moved on to another group. Oh, yes. Poor Susan was so confused near the end, mixing up her medications, forgetting important dates. She gave a theatrical sigh. Gregory was so patient with her. That's a lie, I said, loud enough to turn heads. The room went quiet. My mother never mixed up her medications. She was sharp as a tack until the day she died. Malia's perfectly plucked eyebrows rose. Hope, sweetie, grief can make us deny things. Don't you dare, sweetie me. I stepped closer. And don't you dare speak about my mother like you knew her. Hope. My father's voice warning. He appeared between us, one hand on Malia's lower back. The casual intimacy of it made me sick. No, Gregory. It's fine, Malia said softly. She's hurting. We all are. I had to get out of there before I did something that would make tomorrow's headlines. I grabbed my purse and headed for the door, ignoring the whispers that followed me. Ian, my best friend since college, fell into step beside me. Want me to help you hide the body? He asked as we reached my car. Which one? He grinned. I've got shovels in my garage. Just say the word. Back at Mom's house, I couldn't think of it as Dad's anymore. I headed straight for her study. I needed to feel close to her to remind myself who she really was, not the confused woman Malia was trying to paint her as. Your mom kept everything organized, Ian said, watching from the doorway as I opened her filing cabinet. Maybe too organized. He was right. Every folder was labeled. Every drawer had a system. Mom had been methodical to the end, which was why the unmarked box at the bottom of the cabinet caught my attention. Inside, beneath a stack of old photos, I found an envelope with my name on it. Mom's handwriting, but shaky, like she'd written it in a hurry. What's that? Ian asked, moving closer. I opened it carefully. Inside was a legal document and a note. My dearest Hope, if you're reading this, then what I suspected was true. They think they've won, but your mother wasn't as naive as they believed. Everything you need is in the safe behind your father's Monet. The combination is the date you broke your arm falling from the apple tree. You were so brave that day, and you'll need to be brave now. Trust Lucille. Trust yourself. All my love, Mom. My hands were shaking. Ian, look at this. I handed him the legal document while I read the note again. Holy shit, he whispered. Hope this changes everything. What is it? It's proof. Proof that your father and Malia hoped they were planning this for years. Your mom knew. I thought about Malia at the funeral, spreading her poison, about my father's hand on her back, about my mother, alone in this study, writing this note. Tomorrow, I said, folding the note carefully. Lucille wanted to see me tomorrow. What are you going to do? I looked at my mother's elegant handwriting at the slight tremor in the letters that spoke of her urgency. I'm going to make them pay every last one of them. Ian nodded slowly. I'll bring the shovels. This time, I didn't laugh. I was done laughing. It was time to show them exactly who they were dealing with. Lucille's office hadn't changed in 20 years. Same leather chairs, same wall of law books, same smell of coffee and paper. But today, everything felt different. Your mother came to see me 6 months ago, Lucille said, sliding a manila folder across her desk. She knew something wasn't right with Gregory's behavior, but she couldn't prove it. The document I found, I started, is only part of the picture. Lucille leaned forward. Susan was brilliant. Hope. While Gregory and his friend thought they were playing chess, your mother was playing 3 moves ahead. I opened the folder. Inside were bank statements, emails, photographs. My hands froze on a picture of my father and Malia at a restaurant dated 3 years ago. Mom was still healthy then. 3 years? My voice cracked. They've been longer. Lucille's face softened. But that's not the worst part. Show me what you found yesterday. I pulled out the document from my purse. Lucille examined it, nodding slowly. Just as Susan suspected, they've been systematically transferring company assets preparing for a takeover. Your father was planning to push Susan out of the business she helped build, claiming mental incompetency. But Mom was fine. The words exploded out of me. She was perfectly, of course. She was. But with enough concerned witnesses, Lucille made air quotes with her fingers. Malia's brother Eugene works at the hospital. He was going to help fabricate medical records. My phone buzzed. A text from Ian. Malia just went into your dad's office. Want me to follow? I showed Lucille the message. She smiled grimly. Your mother knew you'd need allies. That's why she asked Ian to take that job at your father's company 3 months ago. I blinked. Wait, what? Ian got that job because Susan asked him to. She trusted him to help you when the time came. Lucille pulled out another document. This is what they don't know exists. Your mother's real will and evidence of every manipulation they've planned. Why didn't she expose them while she was alive? Because she wanted to protect you. Gregory had convinced the board he was the only one who could run the company. If Susan had accused him then, the scandal might have destroyed everything she built. Lucille's eyes met mine. But now with you in place, my phone buzzed again. Ian, you need to hear this. Can I record them? Tell him yes, Lucille said, reading over my shoulder. But carefully, we need everything to be admissible. I typed quickly, yes, but don't get caught. Hope, Lucille's voice turned serious. There's something else you need to know. The night before your mother died, she called me. She was going to confront Gregory. She'd found proof of something bigger. My stomach dropped. What are you saying? I'm saying your mother's accident might not have been an accident at all. The room spun. I gripped the arms of my chair. They wouldn't. The police ruled it natural causes, Lucille said quietly, but Susan had a full medical checkup 2 weeks before. She was in perfect health. My phone buzzed a third time. A voice recording from Ian. I pressed play, putting it on speaker. Everything's ready, Malia's voice slightly muffled. Eugene has the paperwork prepared. Once Hope signs over her proxy votes, she won't, my father's voice interrupted. She's suspicious already. Then we'll have to convince her or find another way. We didn't come this far to let your daughter ruin everything. Be careful, my father warned. She's smarter than you think. Please. She's grieving, emotional. One push in the right direction. I stopped the recording, my hands shaking with rage. They're planning something, Lucille said. We need to move carefully. Your mother left a detailed plan, but timing is crucial. What do we do first? Lucille pulled out a business card. This is Detective Sarah Martinez. Your mother trusted her. Take everything we have to her, but don't file charges yet. We need them to think they're still in control. And then we follow Susan's plan. She knew exactly how to dismantle their little empire. Lucille smiled, but it wasn't a pleasant smile. Starting with Eugene. Your mother thought he might be our weak link. My phone buzzed one final time. Ian, meeting over. But, Hope, there's something else. I found documents in your dad's office about your mom's last night. You need to see these. I showed Lucille the message. Good, she said. Now we have a place to start. Are you ready for this, Hope? Once we begin, there's no going back. I thought about my mother alone in her study, writing that note, about Malia's red lipstick at the funeral, about my father's hand on her back. I'm ready, I said. Let's make them pay. The hospital cafeteria was nearly empty when Eugene slid into the seat across from me. His scrubs were wrinkled and dark circles shadowed his eyes. He looked nothing like his polished sister. I shouldn't be here, he said, glancing around nervously. If Malia finds out, she won't. I pushed the coffee toward him. Unless you tell her. He wrapped his hands around the cup but didn't drink. What do you want, Hope? The truth about my mother's last night here. I kept my voice steady though my heart was hammering. I know you were on duty. His face paled. I can't. It's all in the official report. You mean the report that mysteriously disappeared from her medical file? I pulled out my phone showing him the photo Ian had taken. The one that was replaced with this version. Eugene's hands started shaking. Where did you get that? Does it matter? What matters is that I have both versions, and the signatures don't match. He stood abruptly. I need to go sit down, I said quietly, or I take these to the medical board. He said, good choice. I leaned forward. Now let's talk about how my mother really died. I didn't. He swallowed hard. I didn't know what they were planning. Malia said they just wanted to scare her a little, make her sign some papers. Ice filled my veins. What papers? Transfer of power documents. Your father needed your mother's signature to take full control of the company. Eugene wiped his forehead, but your mother refused. She said she had proof of something, that she was going to expose them. And then Malia gave her something, said it would just make her sleep for a while. His voice cracked. I swear I didn't know. When your mother started having complications, My coffee cup crumpled in my hand, hot liquid spilling across the table. You helped them murder my mother? No. He looked around frantically, lowering his voice. I mean, technically, the dose shouldn't have. Your mother must have had an unknown condition. Like the condition Malia convinced everyone she had. I pulled out another document. The mental health evaluations you helped fabricate? Eugene's face crumpled. They have things on me too. Hope. Malia knows about mistakes I made in residency. She'll destroy my career. Your career? My laugh was bitter. My mother is dead, and you're worried about your career? I can help you, he said quickly. I kept records, copies of everything, including what really happened that night. My phone buzzed. A text from Ian. Malia just arrived at the hospital, 3rd floor. Your sister's here, I said standing. Better decide quickly whose side you're really on. Wait. Eugene grabbed my arm. Tomorrow, meet me at the River Park bench near the old carousel. 8 a.m. I'll bring everything. I shook off his hand. If you're playing me, I'm not. I swear. He looked over his shoulder. But Hope, be careful. Malia's not just after the company anymore. She wants everything. The house, the art collection, everything your mother loved. Why tell me this now? Because I heard them talking about you. His voice dropped to a whisper. They're planning something. Something big. And after what happened to your mother? Heels clicked on tile, getting closer. Eugene practically jumped out of his skin. 8 a.m., I said, gathering my things. Don't be late. I was almost to the door when Malia rounded the corner. Her red lips curved into a smile that didn't reach her eyes. Hope? What a surprise. She looked past me to where Eugene sat, having a little chat with my brother. Just getting some clarity about Mom's last night. I met her gaze steadily. Interesting how stories change depending on who's telling them. Her smile tightened. Grief can play tricks on memory, dear. We all want answers when we lose someone. Oh, I'll get my answers. I stepped closer, lowering my voice. And that red lipstick you're so fond of? My mother hated it, said it made you look desperate. I walked away before she could respond, but I heard her sharp intake of breath. My phone buzzed again as I reached my car. Ian, Eugene just ran out the back entrance. Malia looks ready to explode. What did you do? Planted a seed. I texted back. Meet me at Lucille's office. We need to prepare for tomorrow. Another text came through. This one from an unknown number. Your mother asked too many questions. Don't make the same mistake. I took a screenshot and forwarded it to Detective Martinez. Then I started my car, checking the rearview mirror carefully before pulling out. 8 a.m. couldn't come fast enough. But first, I had a will to find hidden behind a painting that had witnessed far too many family secrets. The carousel bench sat empty at 8:15 a.m. Eugene was late, and my coffee had gone cold. He's not coming, Ian said from beside me. We should wait. I grabbed his arm. Look, Eugene was running toward us, clutching a messenger bag. His face was sheet white and blood trickled from a cut above his eye. They know, he gasped, collapsing onto the bench. Malia found out about our meeting. They were waiting at my apartment. Ian handed him a water bottle. Who was waiting? Two guys I've never seen before. Professional types. Eugene's hands shook as he opened his bag. I got out through the fire escape, but they took my phone. Here. Take these before they find me. He shoved a USB drive and a stack of papers into my hands. It's all there. The real medical reports, security footage from the hospital that night. And he stopped looking over his shoulder. Financial records. Your father's been embezzling for years. Malia helped him hide it. We need to get you somewhere safe, I said. But Eugene was already standing. No, I've got a friend in Seattle. If I leave now, Eugene, a familiar voice boomed across the park. My father strode toward us, Malia at his side. Run, Eugene whispered. He took off toward the parking lot. My father ignored him. His eyes fixed on the papers in my hands. Hope, sweetheart, whatever Eugene told you, is it true? I stood facing him. Did you kill Mom? Don't be ridiculous. But his face had gone pale beneath his tan. Your mother was sick. No, she wasn't. I pulled out my phone playing the recording from Eugene's USB. Mom's voice filled the air. Gregory, I know about the missing money, about you and Malia. I have proof. Susan, be reasonable. I'm taking this to the board tomorrow. It's over. The recording ended. My father's expression had turned to stone. Where did you get that? Mom knew what you were planning. My voice shook with rage. She recorded everything. Give me those papers, Hope. Malia stepped forward reaching for the documents. You don't understand what you're dealing with. Like, you didn't understand what you were giving my mother that night? I backed away. Eugene told me everything. Eugene is confused, Malia said smoothly. Stressed from overwork. He's been making wild accusations. Stop lying. I threw her perfectly practiced concern back in her face. I have the real medical reports, the security footage, everything. My father moved suddenly, grabbing my arm. This ends now. You're going to give me those papers, and we're going to forget this nonsense. Let her go. Ian's voice was deadly quiet. He had his phone out, recording everything. Stay out of this, my father snarled. Or what? I wrenched my arm free. You'll arrange another accident? Malia's composure cracked. You stupid girl. You have no idea what's at stake. Actually, I do. I pulled out one final document. Mom's real will. The one you thought you destroyed. Turns out Lucille kept the original. My father's face went from pale to purple. That's impossible. I saw you saw what Mom wanted you to see. I backed away further, Ian beside me. She knew what you were planning. She was always 3 steps ahead. Gregory. Malia's voice had an edge of panic. Do something. He started toward me, but froze at the sound of approaching sirens. That'll be Detective Martinez, I said. Mom trusted her, you know. Told her everything before she died. You're bluffing, Malia spat. Am I? I nodded toward the park entrance where police cars were pulling up. Guess we'll find out. My father's charm switched on like a light. Oh, Princess, we can talk about this. No. We can't. I watched as Detective Martinez approached, flanked by officers. You stopped being my father the moment you chose her over Mom. Gregory Freeman? Martinez held up her badge. We need you and Miss Scott to come with us. We have some questions about Susan Freeman's death. As they were led away, Malia turned back. This isn't over. You're right. I called after her. It's just beginning. Ian put his arm around my shoulders as we watched them being driven away. You okay? I looked down at the documents in my hands, proof of years of manipulation and murder finally coming to light. No, I said honestly, but I will be. My phone buzzed with a text from Eugene. Made it to the bus station. Thank you for giving me a chance to make things right. I texted back. Stay safe. And Eugene, Mom would have forgiven you. It wasn't over, not by a long shot, but for the first time since Mom's death, I felt like I could breathe again. The carousel started playing its cheerful tune, oblivious to the drama that had just unfolded. Somewhere, I hoped Mom was watching and smiling. They made bail. Lucille dropped the newspaper on her desk. My father and Malia's booking photos staring up at us. Money talks, especially when you've stolen as much as they have. What now? I asked, watching Ian pace the office. Now they get desperate. Lucille opened her laptop. Your father's assets are frozen, but Malia's been busy. Look at this. She turned the screen toward me. Bank transfers, property listings, rapid-fire sales of artwork and antiques, my mother's beloved collections being liquidated at fraction of their worth. They're raising cash, Ian said, stopping his pacing. But why? They could just run. My phone rang. Detective Martinez. Hope, are you somewhere safe? I'm at Lucille's office. What's wrong? Eugene's friend in Seattle just called us. Eugene never arrived. Her voice was grim. His bus ticket was purchased but never used. The room tilted. You think they? We found his phone dumped in a trash can at the station. Last text was to someone named Marcus. They found me. Tell Hope to check the hospital basement security. The message cut off there. I'm sending officers to your location, Martinez continued. Don't go anywhere alone. I hung up and relayed the message to Lucille and Ian. The hospital basement? Ian frowned. Why would the old records room? I realized. Mom used to talk about it. They keep paper backups of everything down there. Hope? No. Lucille stood. It's too dangerous. Let the police. Eugene risked everything to help us. I'm not leaving him hanging. I grabbed my bag. Besides, whatever's in those records, they're desperate to keep it hidden. Then I'm coming with you, Ian said. No. I touched his arm. I need you to do something else. Remember what Mom said about the safe behind the Monet? He nodded. Get whatever's in there. Take Lucille with you. She has the spare key to the house. If anything happens, don't. Ian pulled me into a fierce hug. Just be careful. The hospital basement was a maze of flickering fluorescent lights and endless corridors. My footsteps echoed on the concrete floor as I followed the faded signs to record storage. A crash echoed from somewhere ahead. I ducked into a doorway, heart pounding. It has to be here somewhere. Malia's voice strained and angry. Keep looking. We should have dealt with the girl first. A male voice I didn't recognize. She's becoming a problem. Gregory's gone soft where she's concerned. Malia again. But after we find these records, she won't matter anymore. I peered around the corner. Malia and 2 men were ransacking the records room, papers scattered everywhere. In the corner, slumped in a chair, was Eugene. He wasn't moving. My phone buzzed in my pocket. I pulled it out slowly. Ian, got the safe open. Hope you need to see this. Your mom left a video. Another crash from the records room. This is useless. Malia kicked a box of files. Where would that interfering bitch have hidden it? Maybe we're looking in the wrong place. One of the men said, the girl must have it. That's why she came to the park today. Then we make her tell us where it is. Malia's voice turned cold. Get Eugene up. He's our insurance. I backed away slowly, but my heel caught a metal tray. The clang echoed like a gunshot. Someone's here. Footsteps pounded toward me. I ran, taking corners blindly, trying to remember the way out. Behind me, Malia's heels clicked on concrete like a countdown. My phone buzzed again. Martinez. Officers entering hospital now. Where are you? No time to answer. I burst through a door into a maintenance corridor. Dead end. Hope? Malia's voice sang out. Come out, sweetie. We just want to talk. I pressed myself against the wall, desperately texting Martinez my location. You know, Malia continued, closer now. Your mother had a chance to walk away, to live. She chose poorly. The maintenance door creaked open. Found you. Malia smiled, red lips gleaming in the dim light. Now about those records. Freeze, police. Martinez's voice cracked like thunder in the narrow space. Flashlights blazed, officers swarming in from both directions. Malia Scott, you're under arrest for the kidnapping of Eugene Scott and the suspected murder of Susan Freeman. As they led Malia away, Martinez touched my shoulder. Eugene's alive. Ambulance is on the way. But Hope, what were they looking for? I thought about Ian's text about the video my mother left. Evidence, I said, but not from here. Mom left it somewhere else, somewhere they'd never think to look. My phone buzzed one final time. Ian, you need to see this video now. Your mom, she knew exactly what they were planning, and she left you the perfect way to end this. I looked at Martinez. Want to help me finish what my mother started? She smiled. Lead the way. Mom's face filled the laptop screen, tired but determined. The timestamp showed the video was recorded 3 days before her death. Hope, my darling girl, if you're watching this, then everything I feared has come to pass. She held up a familiar red leather notebook. But I've left you everything you need right here. Ian,